Then there was the planning and the hosting of parties. Don't forget those gifts that needed to be purchased and all that shopping. Does anyone feel exhausted yet? Welcome to Life as God Intended. I'm Don Brzezinski, and I'm excited that you've tuned in today. Are you needing a rest after the holidays? The thought of rest is one that seems impossible today in our fast-paced culture of technology and work and demands of daily duties and children's activities, especially during the holiday season. And now that Christmas is over, do you need a rest? Christmas season can be one of the busiest times of the year. Remember, it all began with Thanksgiving and continues and often doesn't end until after New Year's. Did it seem to you like there was a holiday event every day to attend, whether church or social or family gatherings, habitually feeling obligated and compelled to attend all of them, regardless of the wisdom to do so? Then there was the planning and the hosting of parties. Don't forget those gifts that needed to be purchased and all that shopping. Does anyone feel exhausted yet? The world is a restless, hurried place that knows nothing about rest. Unfortunately, many Christians are looking in all the wrong places to find rest. Which begs the question, can the Christian experience rest in the midst of busyness, even during the holidays? And if yes, how is that possible? It is only as the Christian learns to live from his or her identity in Christ that he or she can and does experience the rest for their souls that Jesus promised. As we understand and choose to function as God has designed, we will experience life as God intended. The key to finding rest is experiencing the one who is rest. Hebrews chapter 4 speaks of Jesus as our Sabbath rest. Verses 9 and 10 in particular state, "So then, there remains a rest, a Sabbath rest, for the people of God. For whoever has entered God's rest has also rested from his works as God did from his." Wow, that's exactly what we need. To rest from our busyness, our works, and enter into our rest. You might be asking at this point, and rightly so, how is Jesus our Sabbath rest? The key to understanding how Jesus is our Sabbath rest is understanding what the Sabbath means. The Hebrew word for rest in the Old Testament was first used in regard to God resting from creation on the seventh day. The Sabbath would later become the law, part of the law of Moses, referring to the Sabbath day, Saturday, upon which the Jewish people were to do no work. In the New Testament, Jesus declared himself Lord of the Sabbath in Matthew chapter 12 and verse 8. Jesus serves as our Sabbath rest in the sense that he provides freedom from living under the works of the law as well as the busyness of life. Instead, he sacrificed and has paid the price for our salvation. And as we accept his free gift of salvation, entering into his rest, both now as well as in eternity in his presence. Hebrews chapter 4 ends with words of comfort to those who enter God's Sabbath rest. Let us then, with confidence, draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. As a result of Christ's finished work, we can confidently come before God, receiving mercy and grace in our time of need and rest in him. The application's obvious. Remember to draw near to God when feeling tempted to be overwhelmed. It's not like you're not going to feel tempted. You will be feeling overwhelming at times, but draw near to God in those moments. Remember to enjoy the person of Christmas who is rest and has provided rest in himself, Jesus Christ. He is your confidence. No one had a more eventful Christmas season than Mary, the mother of Jesus. And yet we read in Luke chapter 2 and verse 19 that Mary treasured all these things and pondered them in her heart. She didn't let the busyness of having traveled pregnant to Bethlehem and finding no room in the inn, having given birth to a baby in a stable, reason for restlessness, but rather focused on Christ. Remember that it's all about Jesus and not about you or your predicament. May our attitude be like that of Mary's in Luke chapter 1 and verse 38. And Mary said, "Behold, the bondslave of the Lord. May it be done to me according to your word." Remember that Jesus is in control, even when you feel out of control. Isaiah 9:6 says, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders." He's in control, not you. Rest and let him bear the burden of your circumstances and concerns. My prayer for you today is that you would respond to Jesus' invitation in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30, where Jesus invites you, "Come, come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Make sure and check out the link below for our excellent blog. Like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends.